It's a real kind of music that people can relate to on a one-on-one basis.
Relatable, believable, sure.
There's so much more to country music than just one of those people. I mean, it's a big cross-section.
Thanks.
Country is a pure kind of music that you can take to any party, to any campfire, any beach.
You can see on the stage behind me, the band is warming up.
Probably the down-to-earthness about it. It's just a very real music.
I think the country community has a little more cohesion than most of the other disciplines.
Yeah, that's kind of country music for you. Attitudes and egos aren't particularly allowed, quite frankly.
Just for the very last one, so 1, 2, 3.
So I think on it.
Like a big family, and the CCMA gives us the opportunity of getting it all in one area.
Welcome to the annual celebration of Canadian country music excellence. The award show, seminars, lunches, receptions, showcases all promise to be exceptional.
I'm really proud to be from Hamilton, and I'm really proud to have the Canadian Country Music Association have their convention here this year. This is the first year that I've actually been involved in it.
And the more you involve yourself in what's going on, the more you can sort of take home and then use.
What I really do recommend to anybody is I would go to all the seminars. They would have seminars on how radio works, all the songwriting seminars.
All you can hope to do when you write a song is write what's true for you and hope that it's universal for other people. If it took my leaving to make it clear, and years of pleading could not make you hear, is it any wonder that it's come to this? Yes.
How about we're still strangers, so goodbye.
But now the past is set aside. Now I'm sailing on the tears we've cried.
It's neat. It's a really nice image.
Just any day now, our Lord is coming. He'll be returning for you and me. Cast your sails upon the sea. Carry me away. Jesus, our Lord is the fondest love, and it reaches down and touches me. For it is our Lord is the dearest love, and will last through all eternity.
It is interesting to note that since 1990, the last time we talked, that country music album sales have more than doubled. I knew that things had changed when all of a sudden I started getting requests for interviews, not from fan magazines, but from Business Week and Forbes. I went, whoa, we have the attention of the world here. It's due to the fact that we've got a great new generation of artists, a great new generation of engineers and producers, people behind the scenes who are excited, truly excited about country music.
And the winner is John P. Allen. Come on back, John.
I'd like to dedicate this to my boys that are here today, Wesley and Taylor.
I accept this on behalf of my two sons, Daryl and Scott, who have spent a lot of years without their dad around.
Lori, you come up here and share this with him. This is his gorgeous wife, as he said, Lori Petico. Come on up here, because if it weren't for her, I don't think Steve would be here.
I always felt it was a family type of music.
We all kind of like to know each other and like to kind of be curious about what everybody else is up to and stuff. You know, it's a nice little family.
I'm one of 8 children, so we had a large family with a lot of kids that sang, and it was just a part of my life. I didn't think of it as being a career or anything like that.
Never wanna let a great big crush knees hit the ground. Yeah, that's the sound of hearts breaking all over town.
I'll solve the problem. Yes, it's come to this. I have the answer about the boat you missed. I don't have a big vocabulary, so.
That's really neat. That'd be fun to play with.
Hey man, how's it going?
Look, it's a camera, honey. Are you recording?
There's a genuine feeling of friendliness, you know, that
Yeah.
you don't see in any other convention.
And I think that's what's one of the things that are so positive about this is that people aren't afraid to share.
We don't want to get too uppity and snotty and stuff, right? Okay.
Nobody's afraid to help the other guy.
Actually, you know, some of the biggest stars, I think, in our country music scene are some of the nicest and most down-to-earth folks I've ever run into.
Why, you guys, you won't wave at me. Nobody will wave at me.
It's like old friends.
You know, they're just normal people.
Hello, my name is Cassandra.
'Cause we were together for so long. How could years go so wrong? Now both our hearts are breaking. 'Cause lovers, we were sadly mistaken.
We've got a lot of talent in Canada. I think it's a really neat thing to be part of, to say, hey, we're in Canada and we got something to offer.
Most of my work is still in Canada.
Canada's very much my home, especially Ontario.
We're hoping to get out across Canada here.
I feel like we should have hockey sticks or something.
We are afraid to be Canadians.
Performers and Canadian artists, we are, as far as I'm concerned, the best in the world.
You are not producing Canadian music for Canadians. You are competing in an international marketplace of talent and production values.
Nobody asks you what you are or where you're from in terms of the music. Good music is good music, pure and simple.
I'm trying to figure out who we are. We are such a provincial country, and until we get rid of that kind of attitude and that thinking, we are never going to enjoy the originality, the difference that this country makes.
The category I'm talking about is the International Instrumentalist of the Year. The winner was and is Steve Petico.
The award, I don't know where it is.
I'd like to thank the DCMA and all the folks over there.
How do you feel about Steve Petico here?
Steve who?
Willow, she will never be an oak tree. Willow faces life in her own way. I was standing by the bedside of a neighbor who was just about to cross the swelling tide. Until we find a way to teach ourselves, learning to be loved. We can love each other in every house. Clap my hands now. Every sanctuary, and when it rains in the world, sounds good. Love will keep us dry. So let the rain come down. Love is our umbrella, just like in my father's house.
I've asked myself too many times, is the problem yours or mine?
Don't be so surprised anyway. Why ask?
They started off being the first two lines of the second verse, and now they've kind of jumped down to be the last lines of the verse.
We'll have to change that line then.
The boat thing and
the boat
you're talking about, it seems to like, bang, where did that come from? A more subtle metaphor might work.
First time I laid my keel down into the shipyard of your love. It's subtle. I like that. You're right.
I don't want to see us become marketing driven instead of music driven. We have to keep the quality in what we do high. We cannot start to get cocky. We cannot start to get lazy and start to put out mediocre product. We must always strive for excellence in everything that we do.
If you are the leader, Billy Cowsill, you're not the leader, the whole band is the leader, basically.
Bill's the tallest.
1, 2, 3, go! I believe you. others wouldn't. I believe that I'm a fool for believing the far left you.
Testing. Is this thing on?
The voting for new board members will be the first order of business, so make sure you have your ballot.
The board intends to indicate by letter to the CRTC that the CCMA wants the CRTC to license a Canadian country music channel.
We're involved in putting this booklet together. Everybody's seen this. I think it's a great way to just get some information, get yourself started in the industry, which is what artist and songwriter relations is all about.
Increasingly, artists and broadcasters are finding themselves in workshops together with such topics as how to get your songs played on radio.
So you can have one person who owns 75% of the copyright, 50% of the control, and 90% of the revenue, or whatever.
Phone the Spokane office. There might have been an error. We're constantly surveying. We're surveying today.
More money will be coming for January.
You want a nice picture, your bio, and a tape.
So it's part of your credibility. It's part of building up your resume.
And as long as you get 2 unanimous yeses out of the 3, you're approved.
I think you'd be better off being a CMA member for $50 and making us work hard.
Never be afraid to ask for professional assistance, which is what you're doing today, right?
Well, we'll sing it. Why ask why? Let your longing be your answer. Why ask why? You were just a song and dancer. Why ask why? So you're no stranger to goodbye. It's too late, you're not so wise.
Jocko, just a bit hot. The phone's the overall level. Can we double my acoustic and do Joel at the same time?
Are we doing a vocal too?
Yeah. Okay. You want to go in the studio, get days worth of studio time, cut your 10 beds, do some vocals, do a few overdubs, and mix it that day and go home with 10 good demos. This would be one way of doing it.
Have 2 songs, and 2 songs done right is better than an album that's done half-baked or half-assed.
I've had years where I've had one cut.
What comes around sometimes in the music.
A lot of things that people don't realize is that we're not just listening to tapes all day.
If you're going somewhere, we'll know. If you're not, we'll know. And then we'll skip to the second song just in case.
More people will see you on that television show that morning than will see you all week in the bar.
This year's TV show is a dream come true. The variety and quality of the entertainment is stunning. All definitely Canadian and proud of it, but all individuals.
The awards show will be broadcast in its entirety 1 week later on TNN, which is another 54 million households it'll go into. And the first awards show produced by Canadians for Canadians to be aired in the United States. And then 1 week following that, it'll be aired on CMT in Europe. So you're going to be seen by a whole lot of new people.
Before I went on the show, somebody made the mistake of saying 60 million people, and I went, shut up!
The importance of television is amazing. One good video gives a person instant exposure, where in the past they would have to get radio airplay, then they'd go on tour for 2 or 3 years. And if I were an artist today, I would work on my image as much as my music.
We all don't have $100,000 or $50,000 to put behind a video.
Videos come later. To me, it's getting that song that's right for you, to get a producer to develop the chemistry between you and that song.
Don't forget, there's no dollar value on being creative.
I never know what's coming out of my mouth either.
Cool. Whoa!
Okay, anything you want to ask.
Okay. Whoa.
You know, some people just can't jump in the middle of a verse on the 3rd line and make it sound like the first 2 lines.
Hey, Chad, could I have the whole send cranked up a bit? Just past? Okay, that's better. Okay.
What's the punching situation? Can you get in? Okay.
Why ask why?
we could just lose that.
I wouldn't mind one more.
Okay.
We have to have people motivated to get active in the system to go out there and do something. It's not the easiest business in the world. You got to have a high batting average to make this thing work. We're looking at situations where we have to go in and commit $400,000 to gamble, to get on an even playing field with the other labels.
There's so much money to be made in the industry, and yet we don't invest in it here.
Why is this music not selling?
You've got to get people to make a commitment in real dollars. I'm from Toronto. We have a case of the gimmies. Give me this, give me that, give me that. We need that. We need Factor. We need this. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that.
If a Canadian A&R guy spent $400,000 on a record, particularly a country record, he'd be looking for a job very quickly.
Really, it's a numbers game. That's where the manager comes in.
No, that's where money comes in. Because you get a manager by money.
When he wants her, she just can't refuse. And he still haunts her, even though she says they're true. I can't believe her as much as I want to. In love, I need her. There's nothing I can do when he wants her. When he wants her.
Last year's Country Music Week in Calgary, thanks to the hard work and energy of the host committee, was an extremely successful event.
We have now a total of 1,422 members. That's up from 1,162 last year.
I think it's a general atmosphere out there that country music is very growing. It's very hip to be country, has just brought us a new sort of fold of crop of young and willing people, and the Bud talent lends to an opportunity for them to get out.
It's a packed house. It's a packed house. Glad you could all make it. It's going to be a great show. I was at rehearsal earlier today, and there's some fantastic talent you're about to hear.
Just as long as we still have one bridge left to burn, I know that we will never reach the point of no return. I feel lucky. Oh, I feel lucky. Yeah. No trouble from the pressure's gonna steal my sin away. I feel lucky.
The winner is Ken Bain.
Yes!
If they're not still out there in the halls doing that new dance I saw everybody doing, grinning and grabbing, you seen it? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's really great.
I'm a bit fed up with people telling me what country is and what country isn't. Because I find when you start putting terminology on it, you start excluding people.
In my opinion, Sting's latest album has a country song on it. That's country to me. And I don't know whether you know, who's going to say that this is country.
That's where you and I are going to differ. Sting never, ever, 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 ever. I don't care if he sings a Hank Williams song. Will never be country.
But see, that's the old way of thinking.
No,
because
no.
it's like saying,
Okay, I want to break this one up before it gets...
Strings are a pretty dangerous area. It can make it can work or it can make it really cheesy. Can you do that, Chad? Let's get Mikey on here. Let's get the steel happening. Okay. I've found that about 70% of what you do in the studio doesn't translate to the live situation. My philosophy is very simple. Surround yourself with the absolutely best people you can get. Concentrate on the music, make sure that it works in that context, and let the other people who are experts at what they do their job.
Good, where do we get our money? I'm tremendously excited for Canadian country music. I'm tremendously excited for country music overall. But I guess my words to you are, let's don't get cocky and let's don't get lazy.
It's not a moment too late to have him join us at this event and induct him with thanks and with pride into the Canadian Country Music Hall of Honor. Please welcome Frank Jones.
This is a great pleasure. And on a more serious note, last night as I sat, Michelle and her husband, watching the great talent we have here in this country, I was very, very proud to know they're my fellow countrymen. And now they're making it in a big way. And judging from last night's show, there's many, many more coming on the way very soon. Again, thank you all for this wonderful honor. It's probably, in my heart, one of the greatest that I've ever had. Thank you.
Just like my daddy was, I'm a working man. Just like him, you know, I'm proud of who I am. I'm somebody. I'm somebody. I'm somebody. Yeah, I'm somebody.
I absolutely am a CCMA member, yeah.
We've always been part of it since 76, 75.
It was the early 40s, wasn't it?
The CCMA has been great in giving awareness to country music all across the nation.
I think that the CCMA have really done a great job of getting our music to be bigger than life.
Well, it's certainly given us an opportunity to let people know what we're all about.
There now is an organization right across Canada that speaks for Canadians.
Everybody at the office have been so supportive, and they've welcomed me into sort of their little family.
There's something new happens every year from the growth end.
Canadian artists are just coming into their own. The productions are getting better, the songs are getting better, everything's just growing, and the CCMA certainly has done a major part of that.
Without them, we'd be lost.
It's a great opportunity to get with people you wouldn't ordinarily even get through the door to meet.
Its profile is increasing in popularity every year.
Each year we all say, boy, that was the best show ever, and the next year that was the best show ever, and it's great. It just keeps getting better and better.
I think if a person doesn't attend the Country Music Week, they're really not into their career.
We'll now celebrate the living, sing Hosanna, hallelujah, the circle is strong. Celebrate the living, sing to the morning, hallelujah, the circle is strong. Well now, if you hear the music, sisters and brothers, if you care to join us, we'll sing together. We can make a difference now and forever. The circle keeps growing strong. I said the circle keeps growing strong. Well, I said that the circle keeps growing strong. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don, very much.
Thank you very much. This is a great weekend. See you next year in Calgary.
It's been a great year, a busy year, and a year that I'll never forget.
It's been really wonderful for me.
You said it all. You didn't leave me anything.
So, future.
What do you got in mind?
I'm out of here.